very tough area to hit water. You got to dig super deep, 1,000 feet, which he said 1,000 feet is his cutoff limit. If he doesn't hit water at 1,000 feet, he's done, and we got to pay up. Dude, that's gonna be like 7 cars on stackers. It would have been cheaper to probably buy a whole entire parts car. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the original Goonzquad garage, and today we're gonna continue working on our 2020 Cadillac CT5V. And I think today is gonna be the last video on this sucker right here because we basically got it finished up. In the previous video, we completed the whole entire front end. It looks absolutely amazing. We are waiting on one little grill piece right there, but that'll come in any day now. But all that's left right now is to basically just finish up this interior. And what we gotta do is drop this headliner up in there, which I don't know how we're gonna do that, but I think we always figure out a way. And we gotta change 2 roof airbags and also 1 airbag in the steering wheel over there. And I think that's pretty much it. And then we also gotta remove both seat belts, left and right side, and ship them off. And I think we're just gonna throw that in maybe a later video and just to have this sucker wrapped up and over with right here, because we got some other super exciting things going on at the new commercial property and also up at the new Goonzquad headquarters, the new house that we're building. Things are just taking shape, but I'm more excited for the Goonzquad garage, dude. Dude, the lifts are going in. I think they may be done tomorrow with all the lifts, so that's gonna be like just amazing. It already looks super cool in there, dude. I think we're gonna start working out of there probably as soon as those lifts are done, because we got temporary power, man, and I just love the vibes in there, man. It's so nice, huge, man. I mean, as you can tell, we're pretty cluttered in here, you know, because we got just so much builds. That bigger shop, it's gonna give us a way better advantage to, you know, work on stuff like the Camaro and stuff like that, dude. We need to take that thing over there and start busting some knuckles, dude. That's what I'm talking about. I'm excited for that thing. I can't believe we let it sit for so long. But you know what? Everything, beautiful things or precious things, or how's the saying? Takes time or something like that. Good things take time right there. Yes, sir. That's going to be a great thing right there. But anyways, let's just go ahead and bring out some tools, focus on this interior right here, and then we'll just go from there. All right, so there you have it, guys. We finally got all the seat belts and the airbag module inside this box, and we're gonna ship this off to Safety Restore. They're gonna reset all that stuff along with the airbag module, and we'll get that thing back in the car as soon as it comes back. But as for the interior, we went ahead and threw in the brand new roof airbags into this sucker, and the headliner went exactly where it's supposed to. I mean, back to its original form. Looks super good. And also, we went ahead and actually popped everything back together like what we popped off. That way the interior looks pretty much complete, you know what I mean? This is pretty much it for this car, other than alignment, of course, right? Yeah, other than alignment. The driver airbag went in perfectly, and I mean, that thing just looks perfect whenever it's like not blown up, you know what I mean? Yeah, that interior is actually pretty quite nice, you know what I mean? Yeah, pretty quite nice, although the only thing that's eating me alive is this little crack in the carbon fiber that we mentioned previously. And as you can tell, the little bit on the dash right here, almost like the R8, you know what I mean? Dude, let's put some super glue in there. What's eating me up is there's no turn knobbles for the I don't know, I guess those those suckers popped out.
I can't order them. Call the dealership. They're like, you're gonna have to order the whole entire infotainment system.
Yeah, and also we had to take apart that steering wheel right there because one of the buttons in the steering wheel was not working. We tried to fix it, but we got to order a new like little button.
The whole
section.
new little section. I think it's like $100 from the dealer. We'll just go ahead and order that. But that's pretty much it. The interior is pretty much complete. All we got to do is just throw seatbelts in, which will take 2 seconds.
Yeah, because Safety Restore is actually going to rebuild those suckers super quick. They're one of the best in the game. We've been using them forever.
Ever since we started, before we even did YouTube, I used to send seatbelts off to them. So huge shout out to those guys. But as of right now, before we throw in our inner fenders, I think we should maybe do alignment first. You know what I mean?
That way we can access some of that stuff under there if we have to. I think it's going to give us a little bit more accessibility in there.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to grab those bars that we took off from underneath the car whenever we were working on it, dropping that subframe. We'll grab all that stuff with us because we'll just throw it on once it's up on the lift. Maybe even pump in some transmission fluid, a little bit extra transmission fluid. I believe it was a tiny bit low last time we were there, or maybe it's already full. We'll just double check on everything. So I say we throw some tools in the trunk, a few more little parts here and there, and run up to the alignment machine. Alrighty guys, so check this out. It is the next day here, and yesterday we actually didn't have enough time to do alignment. We pulled up right when they were closing. No big deal, we'll do that today. But you know what, we ran over here as well, and we did a little bit of dirt work over there because we finally passed our ditch inspection, covered it up. They ran all the electrical lines. All they have to do is basically connect it to the actual power pole itself, which they're probably gonna do that today. We're gonna have finally power inside the building.
It's just temporary power, and then the inspector is gonna be able to come out here, and then we gotta take care of all of our final stuff in that office, which we got mud guys scheduled in, and we're just gonna get that knocked out, and then we can just trim everything out.
Dude. As soon as the mud guys are done, they're gonna sand it, we're gonna paint it, and then we can go ahead and focus on the floor, you know, paint the floor or put some kind of flooring in there. We'll figure that out later. And also we went ahead and showed these guys exactly where to put all of our lifts. And dude, check out our two post lifts over there, dude. You see that? Dude. They're on a 45-degree angle, and we thought that would probably be the most efficient, best way to actually put a car on there, because you can just pull into this garage door, pull right on that lift it up, and do whatever you want to.
Dude, that looks so insane in there. And of course, we still got another double stacker or auto stacker right there.
The 3-car stacker is looking amazing. They're already like lifting it up and down, making sure everything is working properly. Dude, that's gonna be like 7 cars on stackers right there, dude.
That's gonna be so insane. And of course, they're about to set up a wheel balancer and also a tire machine.
Yes, sir.
So, dude, we're gonna be moving along in here, man.
Dude, we might as well start doing tires in here, dude.
I'm telling you, all we need is an alignment machine, and I'm telling you, we're gonna be so productive. We won't have to go anywhere.
Maybe we'll get an alignment machine in the future, dude. That'd be pretty epic, dude.
We definitely got to work on that. But anyways, yesterday, like you said, we ended up covering up that trench over there just to do a few things while we had some time.
Yeah, and then we actually had a city inspector this morning as well, checking up on everything, making sure everything is pretty good. And I mean, as you can tell, all the trenches are dug. Now we need to focus on mainly this pad right here, like we mentioned. This is the next biggest thing. We may have to raise all this up, so maybe dirt, maybe rock, who knows?
Yeah,
dude.
because that right there is a super steep drive right there. Like, most of our cars will not drive up in there, only trucks right now. But if we raise it up and we get a good angle right there, I think we'll be good.
Yeah, we should raise it up. We'll probably do it as perfect as possible right here. But other than that, we gave the Cadillac a wash as well. We had to give it a wash because it just looks super dirty, and we're like, might as well give it a wash, dude. Look how clean it looks in the sun, dude.
Oh my goodness, dude.
All those blue, dude, that blue looks amazing. And dude, just perfect match again, because the sun's just so bright right now. And all the scratches that were on the roof and the trunk, shrunk. Most of them went away once we washed it because they were just kind of surface scratches from like brush or trees or something like that.
That thing is super fire right there, but it is kind of driving a little bit sideways, maybe dog tracking. No, I don't think it's dog tracking.
And the after we took off the airbag module, I believe it works with the suspension. The suspension's a little too bouncy right now, and it pops up suspension, you know, service that. So once all that comes in, which we got to ship that off too. We didn't make it in time to ship off the box because everybody was closing. So, but first things first, I say we go ahead and run to the alignment machine, align that sucker, and then we'll probably head to the mountain and show you guys what's going on there.
Alrighty guys, so we made it up here to the mountain where we're building the second house. Basically just gonna have a whole entire compound up here. And of course, we ended up knocking out the alignment on that Cadillac right there. Drives perfectly straight. Of course, there's a few more things that we gotta do to button it up 100%, but that thing is basically complete. And I don't know if we're gonna include anything else. Maybe we'll just keep you guys updated on the little things, just add it to some other videos.
Yeah, seat belts and stuff like that, super easy, and inner fenders, we'll just knock that out really quick as well. But for the most part, it's done, dude.
Done, looking super clean, especially out in this terrain. This thing looks good just anywhere you take it.
All-wheel drive, so you can go anywhere with this thing,
That's
dude.
the beauty of that all-wheel drive for sure, which it was able to drive on this beautiful gravel driveway, no problem. And look at this, we got the thick gravel out here. So this is just gonna be the base of the driveway right here. This is just to ensure that later on, once we do like the, what do you call it?
The crush and run? Yeah.
The crush and run, and then we pour our concrete driveway, it doesn't crack or anything like that, or it doesn't settle. So that's awesome right there. But now it's time to update you guys on the new Goonzquad house location property. Look at that, dude. We had the dozer out here and he just straight up cut into the mountain, about like dropped like 6 to 8 feet right there, and we got a nice flat, almost flat ground. It's got a little bit of a slope to it, that way the water just runs right off the side and there's no standing water.
Dude, but it is perfect now, perfect to start building the house. Look how much more room is up here, dude. It like cleaned it off super nice. That dozer put in some work, dude. And Pop said too, he was out here. Look at all these logs we got too, man.
Tons of logs, which we got to find out what we got to do with that right there. Either buy a sawmill and cut it up into 2x4s, 2x6s.
I keep telling you we need to do that, dude.
That might be a good investment, because especially with lumber prices right now, or we might just call somebody to just take this stuff out of here. We really don't need it.
I'm sure a sawmill will come over here and we'll load their truck up. But you know what? You know how epic you can get like some solid wood beams in like the house, and when you build it,
decorative stuff on the inside,
or like on the ceiling, some nice like wood beams in the kitchen or living room or bedroom, wherever, dude.
Tons of opportunities, just not enough time. You know what I mean? So we'll decide on that right there. But that's pretty much it. We're ready to move on with the next step, which is to dig footers and just go ahead and start putting in the foundation and everything. But before we proceed with that, we kind of have something a little bit more important that we got to take care of. That's actually our water situation. So as you guys know, I don't know if we mentioned this, but everybody on this mountain right here actually has to have a well dug, or just have some sort of other water source other than the city, because the city just won't run water up here for some reason.
There's not enough houses up here.
That's true,
what it is.
And I guess it's a little bit too far out of their way. They got to cut like through some weird terrain.
Up a mountain and stuff like that.
So everybody's on a well. So first thing we want to do is make sure we have water up here, which we already got the well guy out here, one well guy. It's just, all the well guys are super busy right now. Literally, I called like 10 to 20 well guys and nobody will come out here because they got like so many wells lined up. Finally got one well guy to come out here, and he kind of has a little bit of experience up on this mountain. He like been digging wells up here from way back in the day, a couple of the neighbors, and he said this is a very tough area to hit water. You got to dig super deep, 1,000 feet, which he said 1,000 feet is his cutoff limit. If he doesn't hit water at 1,000 feet, he's done, and we got to pay up basically. And the crazy thing is, the price just went up. Like, I remember it used to be like 15,000.
Yeah, 15,000.
He hit us with a price of like 24,000 just for drilling, dude.
Dang, that's insane, dude. That's crazy. So we're probably gonna call around. We have a few other people lined up to come check it it out. You know, you don't want to jump on it right away. And there's other options. Like we have a guy up here that collects rainwater, and also you can do like a 15,000 gallon tank underground and just get water brung up here.
But the only thing is right now with like the city inspections and everything, the fire marshal is involved in this situation too, and we have to have a sprinkler system in this house because it's so far from a higher fire hydrant right there.
There's no fire hydrants up here at all.
Yeah,
so that's the big thing about knowing what kind of well you got, how deep it is, does it have water, and how much water per minute it has.
Yeah, there's so many hoops and loops that you got to jump through to build a house over here, but it's so worth it. Look at the view. Just look around right there, dude.
360, almost 360 degrees, probably like 180.
You got a valley view right there, and then you got a mountain view right there. You get beautiful sunsets over here, so it's so worth it right there. So I guess we're gonna figure that out right there. First thing we got to do is figure out our well situation, and then we can move on with digging the foundation and everything. But honestly, I don't want to proceed with this before we know that we can hit water. You know what I mean?
If you can't hit water, what's the point of a house? You know what I mean?
That's true, but there's other alternatives.
Hey, I can run a water hose from my house to your house if you want, dude.
If only your well pumped enough gallons per minute, that would be the perfect way to go. But I guess I talked to the well guy about that too, and he said that's not a great idea.
Yeah.
But we'll figure that out a little bit later. I think that's a good update up here. The house, I think, will be built here really soon. Honestly, even if we don't hit water, we're still gonna build this sucker.
That's what I'm saying. Collect rainwater.
We're gonna do a reverse osmosis, pull it out of thin air or something.
Yeah, easily, dude.
But anyways, I say we go ahead, head back down the mountain, probably back to the house or maybe to the shop again. And where do you want to go?
Dude, we got to drop the seat belts off.
That's right.
And then we'll get back to the house. Probably throw in the inner fenders just to finish that thing off.
Let's do it. So we made it back home here where we quickly threw on both of the inner fenders on this Cadillac right here. But before we go, we want to do a quick little price breakdown on what we spent on this sucker. We're not going to go over every little detail, but we will tell you guys this. We spent around $12,000 on parts from the dealership, where after doing a little bit more research, it would have been cheaper to probably buy a whole entire parts car, or maybe just a whole entire front clip for like a couple $1,000s cheaper.
Yeah, we found a front clip for a V-Series car for like, I think it was like $9,000, $7,000, which is pretty dang good. We would have saved some money and we would have had the parts faster.
Yeah, that's very true right there. But you know what? Things happen, and I still feel like we got a really good deal on whatever we got right here. So $17,000 wrecked, and then went $12,000 or so in parts.
Yeah.
So that's roughly under $30,000, which this sucker MSRP is at around $55,000. I think that's a pretty dang good deal. But let us know what you guys think, and also make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. Got some super epic stuff happen at the new Goonzquad garage, and also the new house getting built, so you're not gonna want to miss out on anything. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.